Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Isle of Man in the UK. This is John and Mike's MMA Corner.
Steve Carl, you are going to be taking on Belal Muhammad at Titan FC on UFC FIght Pass for the welterweight title. Now, I was super excited the fact that Titan got the next card matched up. I remember I spoke to Belal before his last fight, and I said about how, you know, he could potentially put himself in the title mix if he gets a good win, if he can keep doing what he's doing. And now he's got a chance, and he's facing his toughest opponent he'll ever face in you, Steve Carl. So, how did this fight for you come about? Because obviously it's a change of opponent, but how did you get involved in taking this match?
Well, Titan had approached me about this fight, and I was already signed up for a major tournament out in Russia.
Yes.
You know, for quite a bit of money, but the circumstances were kind of sketchy. You know, cards were obviously stacked against me, and I had to kind of take a step back and think about my career, my future, everything I've worked for, and I thought that winning this Titan title would really help me to reach the goals that I'm after. So we're here to collect another title and put a beating on Belal Muhammad.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, I know a couple of guys like Desmond Green, Kurt Holloway as well. They went off to Russia to do the tournaments and stuff like that, and it is one of them ones, like you said. You have to weigh it up. You know, there's obviously it's prize fighting. Money, money helps, pays the bills, but there's sometimes it's worth looking at it in a different angle and think about what happens after the knock-on effect. And like you said, if you get this,
yeah, it wasn't like a one-night tournament. It was, I was locked in till the later part of this year, and that was the biggest issue for me.
Right.
I had just went over there on a short notice fight without really training at all, and fought one of their heroes in front of a hometown crowd, and I rallied in the third to beat him. And they were really trying to set up a rematch with that guy in the semifinals of the tournament back in his hometown, and I knew everything was just going to be stacked against me. Our last matchup, the guy came in 5.5 pounds overweight. And, obviously I'm over there, there's nothing I can do except smile and laugh and rehydrate.
Yeah. That's a bit of a ball ache when he doesn't come in. Now, the thing that I like to see is that you've taken this match on, and I think you've done a smart move in the sense of, if you look past this fight, you're on the UFC FIght Pass, you're going to get streamed around the world. It's a great platform to be on, and it also, you get that title, it could also have a knock-on effect with another promotion, i.e. UFC. It's probably a nice little thing you've got going on, really, what you've done.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. It was a great platform to show my skills and get out there against a tough opponent. I don't really fear Belal in any aspect of the game. He's not going to knock me out. He can't compete with me on the ground. But he's tough enough to wear a beating. So I'm going to be able to go out there and show everybody what I can do.
Well, you'll be happy as well, Bobby, because you get a long enough time to prep for this fight. Like you said, last time you took a fight on short notice, you get plenty of time to prep for this fight as well, conditioning-wise. And, I imagine you're the kind of guy who keeps fit all year round anyway, because you compete so often. But I'd like to say as well, Belal's probably going to be working on his submission defense, because you'd like to choke a guy or two.
Yeah, just a few of them. Honestly, I'm not really worried about it. If we hit the ground, the fight's over. But the big thing is just going to be cutting the cage off. This guy's a runner. He's going to circle. He's going to disengage. He's going to basically run away from me. I've noticed that's what he's done in a lot of his fights. He doesn't finish guys. He just outpoints them, goes for a late minute takedown, trying to secure the rounds. He's coming in on an impressive 5-decision streak, and that's not really a streak you want to have.
Well, I was going to say, he has got very good conditioning. That's the thing. He, like you said, even if you're doing 3 rounds, it still exerts a lot of effort when you're fighting. You got to put. He has a high output when he strikes as well. Even though I've said to him, he reminds me a little bit of. I'm not saying Diaz in the style, but what I mean by that is his output. He puts a lot of output in there, even if it's not heavy. it still kind of throws you off your timing. It's it's because a lot of people won't understand fighters when they see a fight and a guy's just throwing stuff. They don't realise what they're actually doing is putting the timing off, so their opponent can't get the guy's timing. And that's a lot. It's a part of the game that a lot of people don't understand.
He's a good technical striker, but he just doesn't. He lacks that finishability. That's going to be a big problem for him. In a 10.5-year career, the only fight that I've ever lost that's gone into the second round was a decision loss to Douglas Lima, and I don't put him on the same caliber as Lima at all.
Yeah, Douglas Lima. Yeah, back in Bellator days. Yes, now we're going back. Here we go. Wow. Yeah. Testing my memory here now. I do know I'd have to dig that fight out again to watch it. Bloody hell. But yeah, Douglas Lima. That was a while back now. Gosh, that's years ago.
2011, 5 years ago.
5 years. Oh, I feel old now. Now I'm feeling old.
Right. Me too. Think about me. That shit flew by.
And he didn't finish it though, did he? It wasn't a decision.
Yeah. Actually, I dropped him the first 10 seconds of the fight. That really slowed down his stand-up, and he resorted to kind of take me down and hold me down to win the round.
Yeah. Now.
Yeah, strong guy.
Well, that's the thing. A good example. People never knew how strong John Jones was. Like, guys got in the cage, and then after they went, some guys can surprise you how strong they are. You just. Because it's not like a guy's going to be muscle bound and that's it, he's strong. Some guys are just, it's that ligament and that ligament strength that people just don't realise. I know guys that they've worked in I played rugby for years and years, played rugby before I got into competing in MMA. And every year we have a charity match, and it's basically, there was a former player of ours that passed away. So we raise money for local charities every Boxing Day. We do it every Boxing Day. And it's a great get together. It's not the most highly technical game. It's more of a laugh, more enjoyable. And the thing is, we play against farmers. Like 15, the other team is like majority of them is farmers. I tell you what, I've never felt strength than farmers. Like they just don't look like it, but their grip is.
Working man.
Oh, it's scary when they grab hold of you. I'm like, get up! I can't get them off. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I've done jiu-jitsu and all sorts, and I'm used to doing, if I turn the wrist, I'll get them off. They get hold of you. I'm like, I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, they work with their hands all day long.
Yeah, they got, yeah, exactly.
All
well,
day.
it's holding on to them sheep to not let them get away. It's not easy, but yeah, the thing is. You're an experienced fighter, so there's no real pressure on you. I'd imagine you don't feel the pressure going into the fights these days. It's just another day in the office.
It is, but at the same time, there's still a lot on the line. But I know what I have to do, so I don't feel the pressure because I'm 100% confident that I'm going to do it because I need to, because I have to, because I'm able to. And I'm gonna.
Now, your time with World Series of Fighting, when it came to an end, did you, when that happened, did you feel like you weren't sure what was going to happen next for yourself? Were you a bit in the lull about where you were going to go, and that's why the Russia thing came up? You were like, is that why you snapped at it?
Yeah, I was actually back in Iowa. I have like a half dozen rental houses up there. I was working on them. I wasn't training, and the fight came up. It was good money. I needed the money to invest back in my real estate, so I went ahead and took the fight. And it was it was a tough opponent, and it's a life experience on top of that. I mean, you can't say no to something like that. Not a whole lot of people in the world can, turn around and tell their grandkids about how they went over to Chechnya in front of their president, beat one of their heroes.
yeah. It's like a Rocky film.
Yeah, it was, and it was an awesome experience, and I'm glad I was a part of it.
All we needed was a montage of you running through snow, and it just would have been brilliant.
It's been perfect. I even grew a beard out like Rocky when I went over there.
And
that was awesome.
Well, the thing is, I spoke to Karim Zidane, who's one of the editors for Bloody Elbow. He's a great guy, and we talked a lot of in-depth stuff about the Russian kind of shows. And do you know what? I started tuning in a lot more to them. they are actually really. There's some quality fighters in Russia.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a great program. The president of Chechnya actually paid these fighters a monthly stipend. They paid for their housing, they paid for their food. Then they put on these shows where they didn't charge any admission. 10,000 Chechens would show up and watch basically their country's team fight guys from all over the world. So, I mean, you're being brought in to lose. I was only one of two people to beat their team that night, and that's about how all their shows go down. They bring in really tough guys to help catapult their guys to the next level.
You gotta love those Russian oil merchant billionaires, haven't you? Gotta love them. Oh, excellent kind of thing that is. And so, look, the thing is, it's nice that the Titan as well have moved themselves down to Florida for a base. They've moved themselves down there like on a permanent basis. They want to stay there, stage shows them more often. I like the fact that they're settling down in one place. I think it works for them because the UFC moves around all around the world, but because they're a multi-billion-pound business, I think certain promotions, it suits them to stick in a certain area. But does that as well kind of help you know that you're going to have the opportunity to fight regular with that promotion then?
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun bouncing around, but at the same time, being able to just stay in one spot and just do your thing over and over again is good. Get yourself in a rhythm, get everything working, getting the feeling right.
Now,
and sometimes, when you fight, you don't know when the next one's going to be or where it's going to be, who you're going to fight.
It's a big. That's the thing about fighters. That's what always, even for me, I remember when I had, after my first pro debut, it was 16 months till I fought next. It was just somehow I just could not get a fight anywhere. And then when I thought, right, I need to get a fight, I had to change weight class to try and grab something because I was having a nightmare at the time. When I did move weight class, then I started getting offers at the old weight class. I couldn't believe it, but it was just it's just what happens, obviously, with the game. Sometimes everything comes at once. With your experience in the fight game, what are you doing then to make sure and keep yourself interested? Because obviously you don't want to be going to training sessions and just running over the same things. How are you evolving yourself to keep yourself kind of, I'd say, up to date, but how are you keeping ahead of the curve? And what is it you're doing then to make yourself, to reinvigorate yourself all the time?
Well, to me, I fight because fighting is a challenge, and it's one that you never really feel like you can conquer. So that always kind of keeps me hungry. I always feel like I still have a lot to show. I still have, 60% of my potential that I haven't unlocked, and that's a big driving force for me. But at the same time, I'm at the best gym in the world down here at American Top Team, Coconut Creek. I got the best training partners in the world. So, I mean, every day I go in there and we're just feeding off each other. Iron sharpens iron, and I have a lot of tough guys to clash with down here.
Oh, you do, yeah. ATT is, there's a handful of places around, and ATT is huge because, in fact, I had Brad Pickett, who is a friend of the show, and he's actually, he's a great guy. Brad Pickett's always at ATT shooting over there to train. He also recently took, a friend of his, Jake Boswick, was over there as well training recently.
Yeah, Jake was just over here. Jake's a good guy. I got to work out with Jake a lot.
Yeah, do you know what? He's a top lad, absolutely top banana, and he is one stout man. Yeah. He actually helped corner me for one of my fights because one of my coaches couldn't actually get over for the fight, fly over for the weekend. So actually, he did me a solid because his guy was on the card and came and cornered. He's a great guy, and I love him to bits.
Oh yeah, he was a really good guy.
Yeah, he's got a fight coming up as well in over here in the UK soon. So I'm looking forward to watching him throw down again. Is Charles Rosa at your place as well?
Yes, Charles Rosa's down there.
Yeah, you got Charles Rosa. Yeah, he's killers. He just got
promoted to black belt last week.
Which pretty
Ricardo Laborio.
Beautiful for him to get it. Huge congrats to him getting that. That's a great kind of moment to do, and that's what I mean. You're surrounding yourself with killers. So I suppose when you get these matchups, you're sitting there going, look, I know I can beat anyone, because you're surrounding yourself with people who are, you know, at that top level.
Absolutely. You know, I did a lot of solo training my whole career. It's just me and a couple guys, you know, just grinding together. And I had that mindset, I can beat anybody in the world because I know it. You know, I have these two tough-ass training partners. And now I look around my gym and it's, you know, you kind of get that invincible feeling. Yeah. If I can train with these guys and I believe in myself, there's nobody on this planet that can beat me.
I'm not surprised with those people. Oh. And you've got the legend that is Mike Brown.
Animals. They're just savages down here.
You got the legend that is Mike Brown there as well, who is, you know,
yeah.
like he's
Mike
just.
Brown's one of my favorite coaches to work with. He's so knowledgeable and just such a humble, respectful guy.
Oh, I had the pleasure to meet him in Glasgow when the UFC came over. He was there. You know, because obviously you see him all the time, but I got to meet him and I was absolutely made up. You know, I was like, and then Brad Pickett was there with him, and because Brad Pickett, as you know, is a prankster, and he got me. I was good. Do you know? I know what he likes to do it, and he told me stories about how he pulls guys' pants down and stuff like that. I'm getting a picture with we're in a hotel lobby, the fight hotel lobby, and just chatting away. And Mike Brown's there. I said, I've got to get a picture with Mike Brown. I said, you're Mike Brown? What else can I say? When I get a picture with him, bloody hell, my mate's there with the camera, and he sees Brad coming behind up, so he turns the camera on an angle down towards like our feet, and I'm like, what are you doing with the camera? And all of a sudden Brad Pickett just pulls me bloody pants down in the middle of the hotel lobby. Oh, unbelievable. So I didn't even get a proper picture with Mike Brown. It's just me laughing my ass off and Mike Brown looking at my crotch.
Oh. That's hilarious.
Oh man, I was like,
you got to do something to keep yourself entertained.
Oh, do you know what I always do? Do you know we always do whenever we go there for the fights as well, because like obviously we do this, we know a few of the fighters, and we just have a good kind of relationship with them. But that's what we do, mate. It's all about having a good time. It's all about enjoying yourselves, and that's what the MMA sport brings. That kind of community. I find that it's a nice community. Everyone gets on because it's that mutual respect and interest in what we all love, and we're all trying to kind of embrace it and spread it out there.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, how can you hate a guy that is grinding every day like you, going after the same thing that you do? You have to respect him. You know, I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that aren't mentally strong enough to, you know, be cordial with their opponent. They have to make up some random beef with some guy that they've never met, never talked to at all, and find some inner hatred to get themselves to go out there and do what they need to do. But not me. I just smile and shake his hand, you know, and like, hey, regardless, it's going to come down to it. They're going to ring the bell. I'm going to go out there and do my thing. Yeah. You're not going to stop me.
No, and that's the thing. It's that mutual respect because, like you say, you both know what you've both been going through. You both know you've both been in training and suffering, hanging out, blown out your ass, thinking, oh, I could just be on the sofa doing nothing, watching TV, eating crisps and junk food, and I could just go and do a normal job and hate my life. But no, I'm here, busting my balls because I believe it and I love what I do, and that's the thing about the fight life. You know, you love that, you embrace that pain. You know, you welcome pain, and you embrace it and you kick its ass.
And everything you do is for yourself. I'm not reporting to somebody. I'm not reporting to a job, listening to a boss. Yeah. I'm going through hell. Everything I do is for me. You know, if I sit on my ass, the only person that's hurting is me. Yeah. So I get in there and you put in that extra work and you make yourself better.
It makes a huge difference, and people will, you know, learn. People who don't know that will learn it, and they'll experience it themselves. And I'm hoping that in the future, you know, the way people train evolves, and you know, and they learn. People pass the knowledge on. That's what it's all about. People pass that information down to guys who are just starting up in the sport as well. Look, I can't wait for this Titan FC card to start. I can't wait for it already. There's some great matchups. You're fighting Belal Muhammad in a title fight. I can't wait for that one because you know what, I've watched some of your fights in the past on other promotions, so I know what you're capable. I know what you're capable of, but also I've watched Belal's fights on Titan, so I look forward to the matches as more as a fight fan, you know, kind of thing. So look, before I let you go, can you please let everyone know what your social media is so they can tune in to follow you, and if they don't already?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Steve_Carl. I gotta give a shout out to Direct Vapor for sponsoring me. I gotta thank everybody at American Top Team, all my coaches, all my teammates. Adil Benjalani for coming down and working with me not too long ago. April 30th, Titan Fighting Championships. You're talking to the first ever welterweight champion, and I'm gonna get that belt.
That's the thing. It's the first time they've had that belt, so it's a kind of good marker to get your name on it, be the first to have it. And look, Steve, I want you to have a great fight. I want you to have a great time at Titan, because it seems that they look after their fighters. You know, I've spoken to a few of the guys after events, and then I want you to have a great time when you're over there. And also, I want 2016 to be a great year for you.
I appreciate that, brother. I thank you for having me on.